there's been a lot of talk in the RLCS about players moving regions, but it seems like everybody maybe forgot one of the most important region moves there was. And that is NAS, as well as Joria's, moving over to North America with M80. They just played their qualifiers for their RLCS, or technically the whole of RLCS is now called qualifiers, but they played through and made it into the top 16, which used to be called the regionals. And the couple replays that we're going to watch today are going to be NAS playing some 1v1 now that he's over in North America. Nightya is a top 50 rated ones player in North America, so a solid opponent for NAS to get some work in on, as well as the fact that we're going to show a cool shot that NAS got, a pogo shot in RLCS qualifiers yesterday, and we're going to show a clip that AJ got recently that we didn't want to watch the whole replay, but maybe the best zero boost clip. All that will come in between these two matches we have between NAS and Nightya. It's going to start off in favor of Nightya. You may have noticed, if you kept really close attention to Salt Mine qualifiers, that Nightya was making waves, was getting wins against players you maybe recognize, and seemed like he had a chance at going all the way. Never quite make it there, but he is continuing to grind, and I have a feeling that we'll see a lot more of Nightya as time goes on. NAS is just going to get a double boost steal here, and then chips the ball directly into the top shelf. NAS didn't seem to take too long to get warmed up to North America. He did arrive shortly before the RLCS weekend started, so that would have been around Friday. I think he got there like hours before. They were ready to have their sub Wiz, you guys may know Wiz, play if they needed to. Of course, if I didn't mention it already, M80 is NAS and Joria's, but also AJ, their North American native, who has combined to make maybe one of the best teams in North America. NAS played these 1v1s. I actually think he might have played them right after the qualifier, or maybe the night before. So very recent as he looks to get warmed up to North American ranked. One of the downsides of players moving over to North America is that everybody does seem to prefer EU ranked, does seem to think that EU ranked is where lots of the game's best players are formed. Certainly the best 1v1 server to play on has to be EU, and that is where NAS has been able to grind for his high ranks in the past. Now he'll be playing on North America, but by coming here, he brings, just a little bit of a buff to the servers as well. People can queue into him. Lots to be learned from playing here from NAS, as Nightya's challenge convinces NAS to cut the ball midfield, and now he's doubling without boost. Long shot will be just wide and high. Maybe not quite high, might have been just wide. But NAS so controlled in this corner. This is not the first time that he is patient here, leading to a nice shot as Nightya goes flying past him. Neutral kickoff. I don't know if NAS for a second thought about going up for it, but decides to fall back down into the side boost. NAS now pop to himself. See if he can get a little aerial game going. Lots of movement on the reset, but brings the ball from off target to on target, and also does so long before the goal line. So not yet able to get that reaction. NAS playing on pads on the recovery, able to stop the initial shot attempt, but looks like another one coming as Nightya has a reset. That's a great shot from Nightya to tie it up, and that's what I'm talking about when I say that Nightya is playing really well. We might even do a little bit more shifting back and forth in perspectives. When we watch certain ones replays, certain twos replays, it's nice to see it just from that one player, but I think Nightya has earned a little bit of POV time after that air dribble reset. NAS going to go for a low 50, and I mean, he is just making it simple, and this is what NAS has always done really well, and one of the reasons why he's been able to have so much success in ones. A lot of times players, who can play that way or play it that way exclusively struggle in tournament play. It's a really solid method to farm ranked when you're playing against so many different players and you're playing them only one time. But then, the X factor that's needed to break a top tier player down in the series usually is lost in the mix. But obviously, as you guys all know, that's not the case for Nas, as Nas won the last 2 EU Salt Mine tournaments, which are as competitive tournaments that have been played, you know, arguably in all of 1v1, but certainly in the past couple of years. That being said, his aerial gameplay will get the ball stolen from him by Nightya. And now, oh, he's doing the Evo kickoff. I call it the Evo kickoff because I've seen him do it so many times where he does not drive to the ball at all, just instantly jumps and flies through the air. It does actually seem to somehow be a safe kickoff. You know, I haven't seen it get scored on immediately, maybe because opponents are so not used to watching and making a read on those. As Nightya, trying to place top shelf, had to go his POV after he proved what he can do with possession. Nas gonna do a little bit of that himself. Oh my goodness, did he get this in? He did. He had the reset 50, and then he used that flip to take the shot. Actually bounced it a bit too high. Looks like it was going to be crossbar down and maybe not in. Did need a finish. It's still impressive as Nas looks to fake kickoff with 30 seconds to try and secure his win, but he has not done a great job of doing that because he taps the ball over his net and ultimately can't control it enough to prevent the shot. So Nightya will instantly tie it back up as these guys trade boosts and trade positions. Nas passing to himself on the back wall has managed to stay in control of the ball with only using 2 boosts. It's hard to do so. A little backflip flick to get Nightya up. Now in the final moments, looks like Nas is trying to pull him out of net, get him into a bad 50. He might have done so. Nightya now recovering is 0 seconds. The backflip is in. Nas out of the arena before he even hits the ground, and Nightya left here alone. But we got a couple clips to watch, then we'll watch another match between Nas and Nightya. We are jumping in to Nas POV against Shopify Rebellion in a match that will qualify them to the RLCS, at least the second weekend, and the top 16. But before we get to the clip, I have to remind you guys, we are on track to 100,000 subscribers. Thanks to you guys happening in this year. We weren't on track earlier in the year, but you guys have us almost over 1,000 subs ahead. But we want to get there as soon as possible. So if you could subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Nas is a guy who doesn't even pogo as much as some other people do in 1v1s. But you'll see here shortly, we won't end up watching this whole replay. We'll just get to the part where Nas pops off. Right now on 0 boost. Gonna have to rotate into this back corner. Here's his opportunity to grab a clean possession into the air dribble to this back corner. Little pogo to himself off the sidewall. The catch, the flick, the goal. Nas, the first to pogo in RLCS as far as I'm aware, and we're gonna go check out a clip from AJ that is actually maybe the best 0 boost play I've ever seen. AJ POV down 2-1 against iRicky in ranked recently. You see AJ gets his boost stolen. Zap dashes on that landing. Chains a few wall dashes, gets one more touch, more wall dashes into a wave dash shot. Absolutely ridiculous. And I know you might go back and watch it yourself, but we're going to watch it again. We're going to watch it again as well from the kickoff because this is maybe the craziest 0 boost play I've seen. The flip, wall dash up the side wall, or sorry, zap dash up the side wall into the chained wall dashes, right back onto the wall for more wall dashes, wave dash pre-flip shot. I mean, crazy. Crazy, 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 but we'll head back to more Nas versus Nightya. Back onto Nas POV. We'll watch a little bit of Nightya as well, as these 2 ranked games were played right around each other. Nas just tried to dash his way to the corner boost, but didn't commit very hard. Nightya, a little double reset, about to pop off. No, Nas does dunk it away. The long shot is wide. So Nas not counterattacking as well as he could be. Nightya forced to jump there early. Maybe would have liked to wait longer, control the ball a little bit. Actually, nice fake into the back corner. It seemed clear that there was no choice for Nightya but to go into the back corner. And so he actually ended up just faking that touch to see if Nas would, you know, rush into the corner ahead of him. He could maybe play a possession, but Nas was there for it. So he gets a little camera check. Seeing what he could deal with. He wanted that corner boost to spawn. It didn't. He is going to stay on the ball right now, despite being in desperate need of boost. Doing so allows him to chip this one away. finally gets his 100. Will he turn back immediately? He will. Nightya, good recognition. It's a low 50 and has another opportunity to pop off. We've seen Nightya pop off a couple times. He's going to go for a pogo. I love it. I'm Nightya's biggest fan. Oh, he almost scored it. But it is a bit too slow. And Nas ultimately saves it after the bounce. He gets himself onto the back wall. Covers the ball well all the way down to the ground. Recognizes he should not use his second flip, though. Doesn't want to hit the ball too Nightya. Just wants to cover it and then get the clear if he's allowed to, which he was. Now fake challenge. Nightya will launch a lobbing flick. That Nas controls off the backboard and away. Nightya not quite own goaling, but definitely putting the ball in a tough position. Nightya into the air. Wants a 50. I mean, I like what I've seen from Nightya in the air. A lot of times, up-and-coming 1v1 players lack in that regard. That seems to be their biggest need for improvement, but Nightya has a good base to work from. As Nightya possession play into the back corner, actually baited Nas, who got greedy, really wanted to just be involved in the play, and tried to snipe the ball on the back wall. A conservative play from Nightya pays off. Playing into the frustrations of an Nas who had yet to score all game, but also Nightya had yet to score. Really slow scoring start. Only real opportunity felt like that Nas counterattack that he missed, and maybe the pogo almost finding its way in. Nas, great recovery. Curve dash coming out of the nets, and a first goal. I don't know why the replay zooms in super close to Nas's car every time and then finally remembers his camera settings. He will turn and challenge as the fake led to the Nightya dribble. He wants to pass to himself on the back wall. He's done a good job of that so far, but I mean, it's really dangerous is what I was going to say. Nightya wasting some time. Precious seconds that he could take off the clock while he's in the lead. Nightya pre-flipping. Not going to be able to... Oh, what? Well, will steal this boost. I guess because he's slowed up and forced Nas to make a play on the ball. This reset, you know, at the very least, gets contact, which is important. You see a player set up a reset like that, as far away from the play like Nightya did. I mean, if you don't make contact, you're getting scored on. So he at least prevented that. Nas pulls off his air dribble and chips high as he sees Nightya likely recovering low. Although I think he could have just powered it in. It would have worked as well. Nightya bump. Good recovery from Nas to not allow that to be a quick goal. How does Nas handle these backwall situations? That's kind of been the story of the game so far. This time he dashed his way out into a shadow and actually couldn't stop Nightya's flick. So down one. Nas, big kickoff win. Little camera check to make sure he has it for sure. And instantly ties it back up. Really tough to concede like that in a game that is, you know, very low scoring. It could be the difference in the whole thing. I think maybe because Nightya uploaded this replay, Nas's POV and his camera settings may be slightly messed up. I don't know. Nas faking the flick, does take the ball to the ground. And this is going to be a clean air dribble for Nightya, who goes to ceiling heights, gets the reset. Actually didn't get a ton of adjustment on the shot though, despite what was a near perfect setup. If you ask me, Nas, really smart play to just put extra power behind it. Sees where Nightya is defending, knows he can just go right over the top of him. Does exactly that. Minute left to go. 4-3, Nas pre-flipping in order to keep the ball from bouncing center field while making its way to the corner boost. That has earned him this nice possession. Delayed flip over the top of Nightya, but not crossbar in. Crossbar down and out. He is able to steal this corner boost. He knows he has the advantage. So he'll pop this up to himself. Okay, he's getting aggressive now in a game that doesn't have a ton of scoring. He is really trying to pop off. And, oh, what a demo. I was going to say, being so greedy might have just tied the game. But Nas recovers. Demo's not yet. Misses his long shots. Maybe not the best performance from Nas ever, as he gets used to the NA time zone maybe, and the NA play style. Nas, one last opportunity on 0 seconds. Did he get that reset? He must not have. I assume he would have tried, right? Even though it wouldn't be the smartest play. Doesn't seem to be something that Nas is worrying about in these ranked games. But he won this one. He won this one, and he also won his games in the RLCS undefeated. Had a close one against Shopify. But make sure you check out the Twitch stream, by the way. If you want to watch Nas, Droyas, and AJ play in the RLCS, that'll be over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Feer, where you're going to get to see stuff like that Pogo happen live. But thanks for supporting, as always, on the YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time.